Dr. Brian McDowell from Carmichael, California. I happen to have today some of my esteemed colleagues with me. To my left is the author of the book called Sugar Crush, Dr. Richard Jacoby from Scottsdale, Arizona. I'd like to make a comment about daily what we see in our office, and people will come into the office and say, you know, I really don't know what's wrong with me. I have burning, tingling pain. I'm getting night cramps. I'm getting heavier. I'm getting hypertension, and I just don't understand it. I'm working out, and I say, well, you're a diabetic, and they always say no. And the reason for that is because the medical world is so tuned in to A1C 6 and below, blood sugar 99 and below. Well, I'd like Dr. Jacoby to talk about these people have been diabetic for 20 and 30 years and didn't even know it because it wasn't in their family. It wasn't genetic.
Right. Let's go back to that genetic issue. There is a gene that causes diabetes. Type 1 diabetics is genetic disease for the most part. And that is very, very small percentage. 98% of the people we're talking about have type 2. I like to explain to the patients like this. Type 1 diabetics, actually when they come into my office, are in pretty good shape because diabetics that have type 1 genetic are dealt a very bad hand and they play it very well. Type 2 diabetics have a terrific hand in cards, but they play it very poorly because I don't have diabetes, so I can eat what I want. And it's absolutely not true.
I really was eating healthy food, and it absolutely said 0 sugar. No, right on the label, and when Dr. Jacoby did the math on it, it had 7 teaspoons of sugar on it. But more importantly, I had diabetic symptoms 30 years ago. It never once crossed my mind that I'd be a diabetic, which, by the way, is a lifestyle choice. It's embarrassing to say that, but it is. And I had symptoms 30 years ago, but diabetes wasn't in my family. I was never going to get diabetes. And 1 month I went to the doctor and there was an A1C of 7 and a blood sugar of 123, which, by the way, the next month it was back below the limits. Am I not a diabetic? Absolutely. I still am a diabetic, but now I've got really good controls, and just a combination of nutrition, understand what I'm doing, exercise, it'll change my life, and hopefully the symptoms won't get worse. For further information, please go to my website, McDowellpodiatry.com, particularly the newsletters. I write a column about sugar neuropathy in each one of those newsletters, and I encourage you to get on our list. Just send us your email address, and we'd be happy to make sure you get a copy of that every month. If you have further questions about your neuropathy, please contact our office in Carmichael, California.